Blaine Tollison has been
In
checking
Charlotte,
out the results.
Blaine Tollison, Channel 9.
Hello, I'm Blaine Tollison, and here at WSOC, we remain committed to bringing you all of the local details around the coronavirus. Last night ended with violence and destruction when it started with peace, prayer, and conversation here. The activity uptown here took a turn in almost an instant right here on the patio of Ink and Ivy. Today, officials at Charlotte Douglas will talk about their plans to handle extra travelers leading up to Christmas. Charlotte stormwater officials say most of the trash that ends up all the way down here in South Carolina comes from Charlotte.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Brittany Johnson.
And I'm Blaine Tollison. That wasn't the only upset. It was a big night. We're going to get to all of that here in just a moment. But first, we check your weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Let's get.
They will have their hands full. This is Morgan right here. She's one of more than 60 lifeguards along Volusia County's beaches, making sure you're safe this week.
Breaking developments overnight. Investigators say this train that derailed in Washington State was going 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. We got a ride out to Disappearing Island here on a Friday afternoon. You can see there aren't many people here at all, but tomorrow officials say it will be packed. Last year, they said there were 500 boats here. A split-second decision saved a stranger's life. At 5:30, the light on a man's dashboard that put him in the right place at the right time to help a shooting victim.
Next door, you can see this is a home just yards away from me, and also just yards away from me is wildlife. There are turkeys over here. They just happen to walk into our live shot, so there's a lot of...
You've seen package thieves caught on doorbell cameras like this one. But this time, the homeowner says he confronted a would-be thief. The encounter and the story she gave him.
A shark like this, as one experts say, usually bites people in these areas.
A state of emergency is in effect in North Carolina because of the dangerously cold temperatures.
Governor, a better chance to win the lottery than for us to warm up.
Because people won't go out and buy the tickets because it's too cold.
Probably so.
All right. Your local news continues with Eyewitness News this morning on TV 64.
New at 6, you haven't heard this next survivor story anywhere else. A 29-year-old contractor from Miami was one of the people in the bathroom at the Pulse nightclub where he hid from the shooter.
And today he told Channel 9's Blaine Tollison he was shot while being rescued by police. Blaine, this happened early Sunday morning, but he didn't go to the hospital until yesterday.
Greg, Miguel Eva told me he was not aware of the full extent of his injuries until Sunday night into Monday morning. As a young cancer survivor, he told me he avoids hospitals, but after being shot twice, he found himself in the hospital again.
Where I was at, there was 30 of us and only 5 of us walked out. Everybody's dead.
Miguel Eva, 29-year-old welder from Miami, works as a subcontractor fixing armored vehicles for the military. He says the carnage in the Pulse nightclub was worse than any shot or blown up piece of equipment he'd seen.
People were kneeling, praying, and he killed them. And it was just like, I'm gonna die in this club. Like, I can't believe I came to Orlando and I'm gonna die in this freaking club.
Miguel had been in Orlando for a week before a friend invited him to Pulse. At one point during their evening, they thought about leaving.
He asked me, he's like, you wanna leave? And I was like, man, let's just hang out. You know, let's see what happens or whatever. And a couple hours later, this is what happened.
4 shots rang out, but the music kept playing. Seconds later, more shots.
There was nowhere to go. There was no exit. There was no window to break to get out. So I just ran into the bathroom.
Miguel said Omar Mateen entered the bathroom 3 times and opened fire. Miguel showed me video he took from the bathroom. I was disturbed by sounds of pain I heard in the video and horrified by the sight of bodies on top of one another, which is why we're not showing it. At the time, he said he remembered the last conversation with his mom was an argument over why he had not yet returned home from Orlando.
It's just like, damn, like this really happened. And then it's like, my mom, she's always like giving me advice. She's my best friend.
Miguel escaped through one of the holes ripped in the building while helping a SWAT team member carry a victim.
That's when the guy came out, I guess after the last person came out, and he started shooting into the, outside through the opening to the SWAT. And that's when I got shot in my leg.
Miguel now feels both shock and guilt. He made it out alive.
It hit me like, whoa. And then I just keep watching the news and I see the people's face and it's like, he was in the bathroom, she was in.
Miguel told me he hasn't even told his mom about being shot because as a son, he's put his mom through a lot, but he said he is going to call her and he wanted to share his story with us. He still has a surgery ahead, but is expected to recover. Martha, Greg.